And the last part that the textbook talks about is printing. So we're going to go to the file. If you're on a Mac, I know you don't have the file. I put out an announcement where I had some quick tips. So I have a PC at home. I don't have a Mac. I don't have the answers. I would suggest doing some research if you're running into something that you can't complete on a Mac, or post a question to the rest of the class, because I think there are several Mac users in the group here. So we're going to go to the print command, and I've got it set up so that it prints the entire workbook as my default. Some people have print the active worksheet, so you can select some of these values differently. And notice I went from 4 pages down to 1 page. I've gone ahead and put some other information up here. If you're doing this on your own, you're going to notice that you do not have these. So you can set up your header and footer for each of these pages. And you do that by going to the insert, and there's header footer down here on my ribbon. And I went and put in some different information. So I believe the text talks about doing a date. So we can put in the current date. Notice that it has the ampersand, open bracket, date, close bracket. That means it's a variable. So it will take the computer-generated system date, as opposed to how I have this typed out. That's sheet name and budget summary. That's the name of this sheet. I have pieces of that building together. So let's go ahead over here and create that. So I'm going to actually type sheet name, and then I want to use the sheet name tab right here, and notice it's got the ampersand, bracket, tab, close bracket. So the sheet name is going to appear, and the tab is the sheet tab name down here, which will show up and replace that variable with the sheet name. So if I were to do the same thing on the budget detail sheet, when I look at it in this header view, insert view, I see that it's taking the variable. I don't have to actually type the name budget detail. Okay, and hit enter. Oops. And you'll notice the other thing that I did is I changed this so that when I printed it, it's bold. So I'm going to select that. And you can use the same features that you can use for formatting. I made them a little bigger. I made them bold so that when they printed, they stood out. If I wanted to insert the footer, again, it's header footer on the footer page. If I click these, I get a bunch of different items. Page 1 of, that's a pretty cool one. So when you're printing, it will tell you you're on the second page of a total number. So that one's very nice as well. So when we go to the print command, again, I can change all of my sheets. I want to print them all. And let's spin through these pretty quickly. Notice those have my header footer. Oh, but these ones don't. So you have to do each one of them independently through that insert command, otherwise it won't work. Okay, so that's the printing commands. You can change your orientation here as well. So label portrait, and then I believe in the first chapter it talked a little bit about changing things so that they are centered within the page. You do that with the page setup. And you can go to sheet. Oops, I'm sorry. What is it? Header footer. Oh, you can get to the header footer here as well. Here we go. It's on margins, center vertically, horizontally. Okay. And here we go. Again, that just happened on that one sheet. Gotta do it for each one.